Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, and happy Monday, I guess. Happy Monday, I guess. It's okay. So yeah, we're going to continue on. I've actually an interesting thing that I'm working on with the game, but I guess I should probably get into that after I do my little ads. Gotta pay the bills, as they say, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I already got lost. Here we go. So yeah, before I get into it, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale, and it's a great way to support me. It's also a very fun 2D roguelite shooter. There's a demo available, so I'd encourage you to try the demo before you buy it. Make sure it's something that you want. Another way to support me is to purchase one of my Udemy courses. This is the newest one. This is the co-op online multiplayer course. In this one, I teach you all the stuff you need to know about setting up multiplayer connection with server authoritative architecture. So definitely check that out. And if you're interested, across all of my courses, I've made a good amount of the lessons free to preview. So I would definitely watch those first to get a sense of if you like my teaching style, if it's the right level of difficulty or challenge for you, because these are geared more towards intermediate developers and not necessarily beginners. But yeah, it's a great way to support me, and I've got other courses like I mentioned, so all that stuff is linked in the description below. Very much appreciate all the support, and let's get into what we're doing. So I guess before I do that, let's say hello to everybody. Hello Joel, welcome back. Chris, good morning to you. Always good to see you. Adam, good to see you again. Yeah, NecromancerGrid, I had a feeling you would like that one. I'll put that right in the title. Hello Emerson, good morning to you as well. Hello Wooius. Great to see you again. Jack Jang, welcome, welcome. All right, so what I've been working on is I took a detour and started working on some quality of life stuff because number one, it was annoying me, and number two, I thought it would be an interesting problem to try to solve. So let's take a look here if this would load up any day now. Any day now. Okay, so if we look at the grid here, I've actually started implementing a system of automatically displacing cards when you try to put a card in a spot that is occupied. So it will automatically try to move the cards out of the way to make room. Now, I think one thing here, let me see. Yeah, so it just tries to make room for cards automatically, which is cool. Obviously, this is going to kind of mess up your board configuration if you've got adjacency bonuses. So maybe I'll make this an option to turn it off, but it also resets. So it only temporarily displaces the things as you're trying to place the card. But if you place the card in a spot where there is no need to move anything around, nothing gets moved, right? So if I've got cards like this, if I try to put the skeleton over where the squid is, well, the squid can't really move anywhere from here to make room for this. So it doesn't move at all, but I could put it here and it moves the squid over, right? And then, of course, I could try to move it down here, but I don't have room because the board doesn't have spaces down there. But the same is true for the phylactery. So if I try to move this up, the phylactery will move in accordance with that. And I could even move it in such a way that the phylactery gets shifted over to the other side of the board. Now, ideally what I'd want is for the phylactery and the squid to just shift over as a group. But I'll tackle that later. So I think it's working pretty well. And of course, if I have this dragged and then I drag it out, it returns back to its position. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So the next step is to not make this so herky-jerky. I think I want to do like a tween animation for the cards here. So that's the next thing that I want to work on, is just seeing if I can get a tween animation to work so that these cards' displacement looks better. But we'll see how that works. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing, at least for the first part of the stream. I'm hoping that's not going to take too long to get the animations in place, but it's first step among many of doing some quality of life stuff, and I think it's gonna be good. Hello, Himanshu, welcome back. Great to see you. Cool, yeah, I think it is cool. Monkey Software, great to see you. Techno Wizardry, yeah, Techno Wizardry. It's actually a relatively simple algorithm. So there's this board displacement state. Did I do this? Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I know what that means. I think I know what that means. Hold on a second. Maybe that's not relevant anymore. Oh, that feel when you write a to-do message and you don't know what it means? Okay. Well, anyway, the algorithm is pretty simple. All it does is it just detects the overlapping cards, and while there are invalid card positions, it will continue trying to move cards around. And then this is all wrapped in a class, because the class will store the initial state of the board, and then I can call restore initial state to reset the board. So basically what's happening is every time I hover over a new grid cell, it restores the board state to the state that it was in initially, and then applies new displacement. Because if I don't do that, then the displacements would add up, right? So I could drag a card over a board and then screw up my whole configuration without it restoring back to the way it was. So what I want in this system is basically just make the minimum number of moves possible to make room for the card that I'm trying to put on the board. And if I place the card in an empty spot, I don't want my grid to change at all. So if I do something like this and I go, oops, I don't want that to happen. You know, I don't want any of this to happen. I just go like this. There we go. Anyway. So hopefully that's going to be nicer. But yeah, we want to animate this now. And I don't know how to do that. So I need to get my bearings real quick. I didn't work on this at all over the weekend, so just got to get back up to speed. Okay. So in here, here's where I'm detecting where the mouse, the hovered cell is changing, but it's applying the displacement in here. One of the tricky things here is that I'm calling this try place card at position in here. That emits the card placed signal. If I look for where dot card placed is listened for, this is where it's snapping the card to the grid. So the grid snapping for the card is happening in result as a response to the inventory of the board changing. So trying to tell it that it needs to animate from one position to another is going to be a little bit tricky. I almost wonder if I don't want to do that. I almost wonder if I want to... If I want to store the card position here first, allow this to emit that signal, then treat that as the new position that it needs to go to, and then just like rewind it and animate it with a tween from its original position to its new position. That might be the way to do it. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this. I'll do card. Let's add a method inside of the card. So this class here, this is the visual representation of the card. So this would be the appropriate place to put the animations. So what I'll do is I'll do void animate displacement, and then we'll do a vector to from position here. And then we can create the tween in here. So probably want to create and store a displacement tween so I can cancel it as well. So let's do private tween, displacement tween. Okay, and then in here, we're gonna do a displacement tween dot kill. Displacement tween is equal to create tween, displacement tween at tween property. This property name position. We wanna go, so here's what I'll do. Yeah. So I'll do position is equal to from position, so it snaps back to where it's supposed to be. And we can animate this. Let's see, animate this to var target position is equal to current position. Reset the position, send that to target position. Let's do 0.3. Out and what am I doing? Hello? What was that? I have no idea why that came up. Okay. Cubic. Oh, I don't want to do from here. Okay, and then what I'll do in here is I can say var old card position is equal to current card dot card node dot position. That might be dangerous, but maybe it won't be. Current card dot card node dot animate displacement old card position, and then I need to do the same thing in the restore initial state, I think. So yeah, let's see. Let's see if that much works. Hello, Ninja Link, welcome back. So it just loops their positions until it all fits. Yeah, basically. Yep, that's basically all that's happening. Okay, so we got animated displacement, at least when the initial displacement happens. That seems to work pretty good. Might make that even snappier, though. Just want it to look nice, you know, not super jerky, but it also needs to be responsive. So yeah, when it's resetting the state now, it doesn't animate back. So that's the next thing to do. Oh, that didn't work. They're both being animated to the same position. That doesn't seem right. Oh, you know what? I think I'm animating the wrong thing. That's probably why. Take a look at my card scene real quick. I probably want to animate the position root. Where is that being used? Play drop animation. Oh yeah, I want to animate the position root, I think. Okay. Uh-huh. Maybe we'll change this to from global position. So we're going to say position root dot global position is equal to from global position. And then we're going to animate the position root to vector 2.0. Okay. That should help. So what I was doing before, I was animating the root position of the card here, but I don't want to do that. I want to make the root always at the spot on the board where it needs to be. And then I animate the sort of descendant nodes here. So this is locked, but I can animate this. That's the visual of the card, but the card root position is still the same. So I think that's probably what I want to do. But now what I need to do is I need to change this. This needs to be card node global position. Okay, let's see if that works. So I watched your last stream with the squid enemy and noticed that it has only 6 tentacles, while they actually have 8. Yeah. How about a 1x2 tentacle card limited to 4 at the same time? Maybe even force be placed next to the squid or on the enemy grid to mess with their board. A tentacle card would be interesting. But yeah, I'm not going to be... There's a bunch of... there's at least several examples where I don't have the right amount of tentacles. I could maybe add some like little tentacles in here, but I think my spider only has like 6 legs too. So the important thing is not to be anatomically correct. The important thing is, does it look like a squid? Does it look like a spider? And you know, you could even justify it by saying, oh, well, the other tentacles are behind everything, you know? So yeah, I'm not going to be too dogmatic about whether I get the number of legs of something right. So yeah, but yeah, it's an individual tentacle card is a good idea. Are you going to be struggling with exactly what got... Oh, you are going to be struggling with exactly what got me to stop my other project. You need to separate their visual and actual positions. Yeah, I've already done that. So we're good. A tween callback that would finish with the animation boom, super simple. You might want to store their absolute position and just write some logic about the visual should be moving. Yeah, that's what I am doing. Yeah, I've already got that separated out. So basically the way I got it is that this card is just going to be snapped to whatever position it needs to be in. And then the position root is just going to be animated from a position back to 0. Because 0 just means I'm visually at the position that I'm supposed to be at. So that should work. Good morning, Lukey. Been a while. Welcome back. Great to see you. Hello, Ollie. Welcome back. If you're animating and not stopping the animations, that might be doubling up multiple of them. I am stopping the animations, yeah, so we're good. That moment when the streamer works out. Yeah. Well, this is a problem that I've already worked out. I just wasn't leveraging my solution for that initial animation there, but it should work now. Shader. No, we're not doing shaders today, but welcome back, Neozoid. Welcome, welcome. Always good to have you here. Oh, wait, that's not working either. What in the heck is going on? Oh, let me think. I think I know what's happening. Let me see. Oops. Am I changing the position root? Global position to from global position. Position root to position. Why is that not working? The drop animation works. Let's see, offset. Why? So this works here. Am I not getting the right position? Card node global position. Animate displacement. From global position, we're setting the position root global position to that. Why doesn't that work? I don't understand. I literally have another animation that's doing the same exact thing. I mean, it's animating to the right spot. I don't think we're getting the issue anymore where these are going to stack up if I do this. So that's fixed, but I don't know why it's doing that little jump. It's like... I should almost make this like a 10-second animation so I can see where in the world it's snapping to. Maybe I can discern something from that. Needs timestamps on his side to see when I... Oh yeah, I wonder if I could turn that on. Wonder if I could turn that on. I thought of everything. I hope so. Maybe not. Why is that happening? Trying to figure out where in the transforms. It's like going over by half the card width. Why is that happening? It's going up by half the card width and over by half the card width. Why? Offset root. I think it's related to this offset root. Wait a minute. So let's just follow this logic here. So the offset is going to be half of the dimensions. So for this card, it would be -9 in that direction and 18 in that direction. So that's where the offset root is going to be set. Oh. That would explain it. So this position root. I don't know why this is happening. Why am I doing this? I do not know. Quick load. I think I've got something funky happening with my offsets here. What? Something's funky. I have to do a bunch of stuff with the offset because basically what I'm trying to do, I guess, is in here, I need this scale root here to be centered around the texture so that when I scale it, it scales about the center. I wonder if that's causing some issues with the positioning. So the offset, we're setting the card background offset. Okay, then we're setting the offset root position. Oh no, that should be fine. Oh, maybe not. Wonder if these are reversed. I think what's essentially happening is this is going that way. Like this. So it's setting the offset there. I think this is probably wrong. And then everything under here is being shifted over. So what that does in effect is that puts that scale root number there. But then this position root is also in the center. So it doesn't actually have... I wonder... Let me try this. I almost wonder if I should just reverse these. Where's the position root being used? It's only being used in that drop animation here, which I think is used in the alchemy system. Yeah. So let me try this. I'm just going to swap-a-roo these things. Offset root. Position root. We're changing those things. Is that going to work? I have no idea if that's going to work. Let's find out. I think the remaining issue is I'm not animating the displacement when it snaps back. I think that's probably the remaining issue. So I think it's fine now. I should probably test the booster. Make sure that still looks okay. Let's just do that real quick. Animate displacement, 0.2. Project settings, debug, enable, let's see. Generate test map on. Event type dot booster. Let's see if that works. Good morning, William. Welcome, welcome. UI is so hard. Yeah, it is. Wet balls. It is very hard. Why VS Code external IDE rather than native script editor? Well, I get Copilot, but also I'm using C#. So those two things alone are pretty good reasons. Native editor sucks, but yeah, there's like basically no C# support with the native editor. The actual position is snapping, yeah. The visual is animated to be smooth, but the actual position is snappy. How's the shader working? Which shader are you referring to, Neozoid? Hello, Jabali. What do you think about multi-mesh bullets with physics server? I think that seems to be the consensus about how you need to do those things if you're going to do like a bullet hell. I will say with Gunforged, which is kind of a bullet hell game, I just used regular old character body 2Ds for the bullets. So I would say like, you definitely don't want to implement the physics server solution for bullets unless you absolutely need to support a number of bullets that's actually going to cause you performance issues. So yeah. But yeah, it seems to be the case that if you want to do a bullet hell with lots and lots and lots of bullets, you definitely need to do something like that. I think even for like survivor style games, if you want to have like hundreds of enemies, you probably need to do the same thing. Okay, I think it's working now. Now let me just make sure. Training dummy off. I gotta make sure that the booster animation works still good. Let's make sure the booster animation still works. Oh yeah, perfect. So I think I just had those transforms in the wrong order basically. Because what I wanted is I wanted it so that if position root is 0, that means that all the visuals are at the position they're supposed to be on the board. But I was doing some weird stuff with the ordering where the position was offset in accordance with the offset, and that's not what I wanted. So I think that's good. I think we're good. So now I need to animate the restore initial state here. So what I'll do is I will take, let's do this. For each var something in initial state. What is the initial state? Board state. Oh, okay. Initial state dot cards. So this is an entry in that because it's the dictionary. Entry dot. Wait a minute. Oh, this is going to be tough. Let's do this. Var card to global position is equal to initial state dot cards dot to dictionary entry. No, I want to do entry dot value, and then I want to do entry dot value card node global position. Yeah. So we want to store all the original global positions, and then for each var entry in card to global position, entry dot key dot card node animate displacement entry dot value. Right. I think that'll work. Let's see. I can't really tell. Oh, you know what? There's probably another spot where I'm missing. Let's see. Am I missing a spot? Oh, you know what? I almost wonder if I don't need this. Wait, maybe I do. I don't know. I think I do need that. So wait, there's something weird going on here. Let me think. Oh, yeah, I probably need... Shoot. What I probably need to do is I actually need, instead of the card's global position, I actually need the global position of the current, like, the position root's global position. So let's do this. Well, this is getting a little bit messy, but that's okay. Public vector 2, position root global position. I think I just need to animate it from the current position root's position, not the card's global position. I think. I don't know. Do I want to rename this card to position root global position? I think that will work. You're welcome, Jabali. It's time for Game Dev once again. Yes, indeed. Always good to see you, Jackie Daytona. Always good to see you. Okay, is that working now? Oh, I know what that to-do message means now. So what happens is if these get displaced, how did I do this? If I displace both of those up and this drop fails, those need to be reset. So that's like the last thing that I need to do, I think. Cool. I think that's working. Let's grab some other cards. I've already got these boosters here. So let's see what happens if I grab some other cards now. Oh, that feels so much nicer. Oh. Apparently it did not detect that I'm done with this event. Why did that happen? Oops. What? Did I break something now? Or is it just like... Let's be very careful not to move anything. What in the heck? Why is this not done? Uh-oh. Did I break the card transferred? Huh? Board to board inventory component card transferred. gd.print. Transferred, boss. Okay, let's see if that happens. I might have broken something. I don't think so. I didn't change any of the card signals. Maybe I did. Certainly wasn't intentional if I did. Let's bring up this output here. Oh yeah, the card transferred signal isn't working anymore. Son of a bee. All right, we have to figure that out now. One thing after another. Did I make some changes to this in here? Can I do file history? What is going... Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, try drop card. I did make some changes in here. So one of these conditions must have changed. I'm still not seeing the transfer card. Oh, here, transfer card to source board. So this condition is not happening anymore, it looks like. All right, let's step through it and see why that wouldn't be happening. Let's step through it and see. I did do some rework in preparation for this card displacement stuff. So I did some consolidation, and I think in that consolidation I probably broke, or I did break something. So let's see if this works. So we dropped that there. Okay. So at board should be the player inventory board here. I think I can override the toString to make this easier, but isn't there supposed to be a name in here? Where's the name? Here, player board. Okay, so yeah, that's correct. Step down, source board should be, oh, source board is null. Oh, I know why. Oh no. Oh no. I know why this broke. So what I had to do in order to get the displacement working is I actually had to, when the card starts to be dragged up here, I actually had to remove the card from the board, because if the card still has a position or occupied cells registered in the inventory, the displacement gets all messed up because it thinks that the dragging card is still there, but the dragging card is at your mouse position. So the way that I fixed it, quote unquote fixed, is I just removed the dragging card from the board inventory so that it's not, so that those cells are not counted in terms of determining overlapping displacements. But the problem now is that when I drop the card in the try drop card here, it's using this line here to get the source board, so the card that the board that the card is coming from. But since the card is not in that board anymore, the source board is always null. So if the source board is always null, it never fires this transfer card 2. I'm realizing these can be consolidated too. If source board equals null or source board is equal to add board. I think that was... I think that'll work. I probably shouldn't, this is not really good practice. If you're trying to fix a bug, you probably shouldn't change unrelated code, but YOLO. It's called we do a little YOLO. All right, anyway. So I think this should be an easy fix because I have this drag data object in here. So what I think I'm gonna do is this cardboard, this is the source board. So in here now, the source board here is just drag data dot cardboard. And I think that should fix it. Hello, Ruin Star, welcome back. I am having a great day. How are you doing? Have you considered writing a snap component for all cards, which would take a grid position to try to snap it there? Maybe return false if it's not possible. Seems like it could be smart. That's basically what I'm doing. The board inventory component is the thing driving that. So I interact with the board through that board inventory component, which is just a bunch of data. And then that board inventory component emits signals based on how the board is changing. And then the cards are snapped to the grid in response to those signals. So I would say that I'm already doing that, Hebo. It's just not, maybe it's not as direct as you're thinking, but yeah. Hello, Real Crudo, welcome back. I think you've talked about it before, but in a situation where calling the ready in a parent is resulting in a null child initialization, workaround was to add wired nodes in the parent ready. But that's a code smell if I ever see one. Oh, I do wire nodes in the notification scene instantiated here. So this will get, if you're working with a scene, you have to be careful because this is not a script initialization. This is a scene instantiation. So this will only work if your script is attached to a scene. But this basically means as soon as the scene is created, you wire up the nodes. And that happens before enter tree, it happens before ready. So basically, as soon as you have an object that is your scene, then all the nodes will be wired up. I would agree that what you're talking about is a code smell. It was in the notification, but still didn't work. So that was, yeah, probably your script wasn't attached to a scene. If I'm, well, I guess that wouldn't make sense. I don't think you would be able to use. Interesting. You wouldn't necessarily be even able to use this node thing unless you're dealing with like a pure, well, let me think. Is there a situation where you could have a no scene attached to your script? I don't know. That's interesting. I would be curious to know under what exact circumstance that happened. Use Godot signals or C# events primarily. Prefer events, but do you find any benefits from using signals? I've talked about this before. I basically just stick with signals because I don't want to mix and match two different observer patterns, just for consistency. Like, if I can get the same functionality from Godot signals as I can from C# events, and the Godot signals are the primary way that you interact with the observer pattern in Godot, then might as well just stick with the signal pattern just to minimize the chance of, you know, things behaving differently. That's just my own personal preference. That was for a node with the children in a root scene. Oh, the node isn't a scene itself. Yeah. So if you try to attach a script to a node that is part of a scene, then that probably wouldn't work. In that case, I would probably just use enter tree, because enter tree will still work for wired nodes, and that happens before any ready method happens. So that's probably what I would do, because then you can still keep your wired nodes in that script, but it will happen before all the ready methods happen. Hey, chat, I have a drop for you. Extra key for A Sprite. Oh, there you go. Well, whoever wants A Sprite, grab it. The key is on the screen. Thank you, Artem. That's very generous. So there's the key. Grab A Sprite if anyone in the chat is watching and wants it. Had this issue with my game, added a visual fishing line to my game and it broke everything. Oh, my game dev's going at a snail's pace with work and family time, but I'm loving every moment of it. Yeah, sometimes life is like that. You're welcome, Jackie Daytona. I build my A Sprite from source. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything necessarily stopping you from just setting up like a GitHub workflow or something that builds it. So that way, anytime A Sprite updates, you can just like fire off the workflow. But I bought it just because I don't want to deal with that. Okay. What was I doing? All right, the card transferred stuff. Yeah. Let's see if this works now. Oh, that's broken. Oh, that's broken too. Oh, that's broken too. Oh, that's broken too. All right, something's wrong. Null reference exception. Drag data. Does this really not have a board owner? Oh goodness, this is a mess. Only as long as you don't make it public to other people. Right, yeah, you'd have to have like a personal workflow or script or something to build it. Okay. Try drop card. Oh, I think this line is wrong. Original board position. Is that what's going to happen? Let's see. So many downstream effects of removing the card from the board when I'm dragging it. So many downstream effects. Also, okay. What in the heck, man? Okay. We're going to get through this. I think. I hope so. Hello, Anwar. Welcome back. Great to see you again. I'm just patiently waiting here for Mark Brown to do his GMTK video. I don't want to do my GMTK devlog until I see Mark Brown's video, Just in case, I don't think it's going to happen, but just in case my game makes it into the video, don't want to prematurely do a dev vlog, you know? Patiently waiting. Okay. So source board is not equal to null. Did I see player board in here? Oh, just board. Oh, that's probably the inventory board. Okay, at board should be the player board. Now, why is it saying I can't drop it at that position? At board, can place card at position. Oh, that's wrong. There's something wrong with my at board here. What? My mouse over board is null. What? What? Oops. Let's just do this. Public bool is cell valid. Linker to I. Grid position. Return valid grid cells dot contains grid position. I really don't know what's going on here. Is mouse over board? Is cell valid mouse grid position? Okay. Can simplify this too. I don't know what's going on here. I guess we'll just do this. Oops. Something weird's happening. Does anyone know of a deck builder puzzle game where there's a puzzle to be able to even play your cards? I'm not aware of one. Sounds interesting though. Oh, I guess this isn't super helpful. Why is that null? Why is that null? You know what? Let's do this. Let's step into that. All boards. Okay. Cell board. This should be player board, yeah. Board is mouse. Is this just not working? Board inventory component. Get mouse grid position. Oops, didn't want to do that. Let's do this. 1419. $16.5. Oops. This one here. 311. None of those are correct. Why is this failing all of a sudden? I don't understand. Get mouse grid position. Why is this failing? Tile map layer, to local. Oh, goodness. Oh boy, why is this not working? Returns the map coordinates of the cell containing the given local position. Local position is in global coordinates. Consider using toLocal before passing it to this method. So I'm taking the global mouse position, converting it to a local position, and then returning the vector to I. Why is that not working? What? Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I wonder if the mouse position is something weird. Oh boy. Oh boy. Will you participate in Bracky's Jam? No, I don't think so, no. Looks like notification enter true is a workaround for the notification type to look for. Good to know. Yeah, great. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. What would be the best way to distinguish factions, teams, ownership from each other in Godot? Tags, IDs, components, groups, etc. Coming from Unity and Unreal, not sure Godot has anything built in. I think groups would be okay. I think the way that I've done it before is because I used composition quite heavily in Gunforged, and I did have like a very loose faction system in that game because the player could have allied things. What I did is I just created a faction component that basically just exposes an enum that I can configure through the editor, and then I think it also had methods for detecting or doing some certain faction operations. I can't remember, but that's the way that I did it. You could certainly use groups. You could, if you have like a common script, like if you're using inheritance for all your entities, you could just make it an enum value at the base script level. I think there's a lot of valid ways to do it for sure. Would you recommend this game engine for 3D games? I don't know enough about 3D development to really make a strong recommendation. All I can tell you is that if I was trying to make a serious 3D project, I would seriously consider using Unity as well as Godot. Like, I'd have to evaluate both. But you're probably going to have an easier time in 3D with Unity rather than Godot. I think that's the general consensus right now. So this looks okay. Let's print tile map layer. Tile map layer dot to local. So that looks okay. I'm just printing this. Okay. I don't know what your deal is, but goodbye. Goodbye. Wait, that's so weird. It's printing correctly there as 0, 0. What sound packs do I recommend? I use the Sonus GDC audio bundle. SONNISS. People are weird, yeah. People are weird and or 10 years old. So I wish YouTube would enforce the under 13 rule better. Anyway. So this is right. I don't know. Let me print it in here. Well, actually, I should be able to just... Let's just drop this. Life is weird now. You're welcome, Real Cruda. Okay, let's see. Well, that doesn't exactly help, does it? I can't really tell. Okay, let's do this. Do I really want to... Let's see. I think there might be something wrong with handling that in the input, but that's just a hunch. I don't really know. I don't know why this isn't working. We'll print. This is going to be so bad, but I just want to see it. Okay, I have a feeling that this is going to be different than the hover position, which I don't know why that would be the case. What's the error in the debugger? Oh, that's the error that's happening because the fact that the drop is not working correctly. 0, 0. What? Am I... I feel like I'm losing my mind. Tile map layer, local to map, tile map layer to local, tile map layer, get global mouse position. Okay. So in here, tile map layer, local to map, tile map layer to local, tile map layer, get... This is the same... This is the same exact print. Oh, you know what? Okay, never mind. I know why it was breaking. In the debugger, it was breaking because my mouse was in a different spot. So I can't actually effectively debug drag and drop operations because, of course, I move my mouse during the debugging sessions, and that changes the mouse position. So this is actually not a problem. What in the heck? So it is working. The coordinates are correct. I keep forgetting that the mouse position is updated even when you're in a debug session, which is kind of annoying. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Oh no, that is right. Okay. Okay, let's just start over. Let's just do this now. Let's just do this now. You know what I should do? Let's do this. Vector 2 I at position. Okay. Let's try it again. Boom, boom. Source board is board. Okay, that's correct. At board is player board. It can place the card at position. Transfer card to... and drag. We'll step into that. Is this transfer card 2 not working? Oh, it's probably not working. Transfer card 2. Right. So this is just another outcropping of the issue I have where I think this is just a superfluous check now. Oh, this is a little bit of a problem. So, okay, this is another outcropping of the fact that when I drag a card, it's no longer on the board, so I can't really transfer it. So the question is, do I just want to remove this check? Because this check is failing, which is why the transfer is never happening. But I'm also doing this try remove down here, so I'm trying to remove the card if it doesn't exist. Is this the only place where transfer is being used? So what I might do instead is... You know what I might do? I might just change this a little bit. Signal public delegate void card transferred event handler. Since that is not really part of the inventory anymore, and since I'm also not using this transfer card anywhere else, what do you think about this? We're going to change this to try place card at position. We're going to get rid of this transfer. And then we're going to delete that from here. We don't need this transfer method anymore. And then I'll emit the transferred signal here. So emit signal card transferred. Let's copy the event or the signal signature. What was the signature? Oh, I didn't delete it. Card transferred to, okay, base card and to inventory. Okay. So we'll go up here, base card, board inventory component to inventory. I think this makes more sense. I think that makes more sense. So now this has to go. This dot get card mouse events manager dot connect card mouse events manager dot signal name dot card transferred callable dot from on card transferred base card board inventory component. Like so, we get rid of this. So this should still be the same. Yeah, now I have to look for wherever else that is happening. Card transferred. Let's copy this line. Yeah, this just needs to change now. To that. Okay. Okay. I think we're doing all right. Fortunately, I'm not using this in a whole lot of places, so that's good. I just don't think it makes sense for the transfer to exist in the inventory anymore because the card no longer exists on the board when I'm dragging it. So it doesn't make sense to transfer a card that doesn't exist on the board to another board. Like, transfer should imply like the card is going directly from that board to another board. I'm sure I'm going to need to reintroduce that, especially when I introduce like the other quality of life elements, like being able to shift click on things. But this should be okay for now. All right, let's give that a shot. So many issues. Okay, is it working now? Okay, so I still need to address that issue where if the drop fails, that state needs to be reset. That should be relatively easy. But I think I've solved this, so now I should be able to finish the booster event properly by dragging all the cards over. Okay, we're back in business. Goodness gracious, okay. We'll just make sure all the changes I made are sensible here. simplified that quite a bit. So generally speaking, I know it doesn't seem like it, but my drag and drop functionality has actually been greatly simplified as part of this work to get that animated displacement working, fix numerous issues, and animate card displacement. Cool. 59 errors in the debugger board, 59 errors to clear, take one down, pass it around, 63 errors on the debugger board. Yeah. Hello, Alien, welcome back. You got mentioned in a Godot Discord server I'm in. Ooh, what server is it? I need to know. My ego demands that I need to know when anyone's talking about me. Hello, Hayden Studio. How did you combine your team alignment component with the collision matrix for each entity seen? Iterate through all the children or make a root script with collision objects exposed to the editor? I don't know in what this is in reference to. I guess you're trying to say, like, if an enemy shoots a bullet, we don't want it to hurt allies, right? Or, sorry, if an ally shoots a bullet, you don't want it to hurt other allies. I think what I did is I just had different layers and masks for each different faction, which may not, it depends on how many factions you have. That may not ultimately be a good idea because you might run out of collision masks or collision layers. So firstly, that's what I would do first, is just have different collision layers for the different factions and then configure those based on the faction. The other thing you can do is you can just have all collisions always detected and then do the faction check at the level of handling the collision. So there's a couple of ways to do it. I would probably just do whatever way ends up being the most straightforward way, at least to start. 27, oh, it's a lot more than 27 gigabytes. It's a lot more, it's like 100. Over time, people have been releasing giant SFX music packs for free or super cheap. Biggest was well over 100, yeah. I'm just struggling very hard with audio sound effects for my game. Well, ones that sound nice. Yeah, start with the Sonus GDC audio bundle. And that works very nicely. Make all of them with your mouth, yeah. Playable Workshop YouTube channel. The Discord even has your channel as a featured Godot dev. Oh, that's right, yeah, I'm in that Playable Workshop. Yeah. Oh, which reminds me. Oh, shoot. Completely normal, best of luck though. Yeah, the sound effect stuff is definitely a challenge. Okay, so the next thing to do is we need to animate when the drop fails. So if I do this, and that moves out of the way, and I try to drop the card here, firstly, that should probably animate back to its position rather than snapping back. And then this needs to go back to where it was as well. So that's the next thing we're going to do. But before I do that, I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break. And then when I come back, we'll get that done. So give me just 3 minutes, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Firebelly Discord server went. I know I have so much to do. Got to set up a Discord server, Patreon, what's the playtest? I got to probably get on that sooner rather than later. We're trying to march toward the playtest here. I'm trying to do it. But we'll see. Snapping back on a failed placement looks better. It makes it more obvious that you can't place it there. Okay, maybe I'll keep it then. When pigs fly, yeah. Yeah, when it gets to playtestable state, that's the plan. I want to launch everything at once. So I want to launch the playtest. I want to launch the Patreon, launch the Discord server. So that's why I'm kind of like, I keep adding more stuff. I should probably just get it into a state where you can actually play it. I mean, it's almost there. I need to do sound effects. I still need some music. I probably won't put in the effort of making like a super polished main menu or anything. So yeah, I mean, I think we're relatively close, but we'll see what happens. Hello, cat. We're doing this again? Okay. So in here, now I need to reset the displacement. So try drop card. Board placement state dot apply displacement. Or no, restore initial state. I think that's all I need to do. And this should be and drag failed drop. Something like that. Hello, cat. What's up? All right, let's try it. So if I do this, nope, let's do this. This one there, place this here, boom. Yep, that's resetting now. Perfect. So that will happen in a variety of ways. So if I do this and I put this here, that will get reset. Let's try it with multiple cards. Perfect. This is looking great. This is looking pretty good. All right, so now the next thing to do, let's see, reset displacement state on failed drop. So let's do this now. Let's just do a play test and we'll see how that actually looks, because I haven't really tested what it feels like in a like full sort of playthrough. So we'll do this. Curious if you've ever used metadata within Godot. No, I have not. I've never found a reason or a use for the metadata. And I don't even know why you would do that. I'm not exaggerating when I say I can't really think of a valid reason to use the metadata. Maybe if you're doing like plugin development or something, it's just like an extra way to store some data you might need. But then again, it's like, why can't you just store that data in a script? Like what is the purpose of needing to have very specific unstructured data on a node that is not associated with a script? I just don't, that seems to me like just a bad thing to do, like it's just a bad idea generally. Where even is the metadata? Oh, add metadata. I guess it's not unstructured, but you know what I mean. It's just like arbitrary data you can put on a node. Just seems like a very brittle way of making games. I literally cannot think of a single good use case for metadata. Do you ever feel unmotivated to finishing your game? I've never finished one. That's something that I struggled with quite a bit on Gunforged especially, but that's because Gunforged had a very like rough development. It was really hard for me to get that game into a state where I thought it was relatively fun. So the story of Gunforged development is just like reworking the game over and over and over again, and that gets tiresome after a while, for sure. But it's kind of hard to tell, like, are you unmotivated because your game is not fun, or are you unmotivated because there's a lot of work still to do? Like, I think you have to separate those two things. If you're unmotivated because the game isn't fun, then you need to do work to make the game fun. And if you're unmotivated because you just have a lot of work to do, then that is a question, or that's a problem that can only be fixed by discipline. So yeah, it's kind of hard to tell which one is which sometimes. With this game, I have not felt unmotivated to work on this game because it's fun. I do actually think that this game is fun already, and that makes it a lot easier to work on the game. Of course, there's still parts where it's like, oh, this is going to suck. Implementing this feature is going to suck. And those things you just have to have a habit of discipline to get through those parts. Because your game is not going to get built unless you build it. It's a tautology, but it's true. It's true. I got to fix that too. Let's do a combat. Die, Ox. No one wants to see you here. Need to use metadata if you need data in the game with a meta story. Okay, all right. Love the juice. Game is coming along nicely from when I last watched a couple months ago. Thank you, Hayden Studio. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do think it's going well, for sure. We're marching towards the playtest. I wonder if maybe I should just make it my end of week goal to have this game publicly playtestable. Although I think, no, it's probably not going to be done by this week because I want to do the playtest through Steam. And I need to set up a Steam page for it, and I still don't have a name for this game. So maybe I'll just try to get as close to I can as a public playtest by the end of this week. And we'll see how that works. Hello, cat. Do you need to do this? Really? You're cute, but do you need to do that? Okay. Let's see. Venom. Nope, let's do Noble Pedigree. Increase board size. Kerblam. Do I want to alchemize anything? Maybe I should take this opportunity to alchemy. I don't know if I want to upgrade, or I want to alchemize my upgraded skeleton. Let's do this one. Kerblam. Cool. Now the question is, do I want to take a detour down this way or go up to the increased board size again? Which way do I want to go? There's a bunch of boosters down here. Maybe I'll go this way. Yeah, let's go here and then down to the boosters. Because then I have a bigger board that I can fill a bunch of... Ooh, wait. I didn't pay attention to this combat. Uh-oh. Okay. That actually feels really nice, that card displacement. I think I might die. Yep. Shoot, I wasn't paying attention to how difficult that combat was. I added a little click animation for the cursor. Do you see that? Anyway. Okay, let's go back down here. More minions, please. Ooh, Phoenix, there we go. Scarab, there we go. Zombie. Is there a reason why that displacement... Oh, it just doesn't work. Okay. Let me see if this works. This is cool. I like the displacement is working really well, actually. Cool. Okay, let's do another booster. Relic, minion, ritual. Let's do ritual. Boom. Marionette. Ooh, yes, marionette. Let's do this. Am I going to be able to fit everything? Orbitoclast. I don't even like looking at this art. I want to sell that. Sell. Goodbye. Okay. Another alchemy. Let's alchemize this. Oh, I should probably put... Actually, let's alchemize that, yeah. Yes, look at that. 50% crit chance. Heck yeah, brother. So that dowsing rod that I just put in, it doesn't have any offensive stats, but it has a 50% crit chance. So it's basically an item that's designed to be alchemized. Marionette deals 12 damage total. Okay. Am I gonna die? Nope, I won. Ooh, barely. Barely won. That's another tough. What is with all these tough combats? I could backtrack a little bit, but I'm gonna be wasting a bunch of moves here. Oh, I'm gonna need to backtrack anyway, the position I'm in. Oh man, I wasn't paying attention. There's an artifact over there. That would be nice to get, but that's quite far away now. Let's see. We got an enchant up there. So I wonder if I just waste a couple of moves, go up this way. No, that's a... Oh my gosh. These combat encounters. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to go here, increase my board size. That allows me to have some room for the zombie. And I can place both of my skeletons on the board. Okay. And then I'll come back and I'll fight this one. Okay, let's try it. Oh yeah, this guy's gonna die. Sweet. Okay, booster. I think the run, maybe the run feels nice actually. Maybe it's okay. Or maybe I should increase the rate of the wanted level a little bit, but I think it's relatively okay. Do I want to enchant? No, let's enchant the zombie. Oops. This is broken. Rogue Mortis? That's a cool name. My Game Jam game was called Retro Mortis. Maybe that's where you got the idea. The Necromancer's Grid. I meant maybe I should just lean into that. I usually get demotivated when I get new game ideas that I like better. Yeah. Hello, Cody. Welcome back. You can use metadata for a settings menu where you have several button nodes and you want a single generic handler function to store each button setting type. Graphics, audio. Yeah, but why wouldn't you just do that in the script, though? That's the question. Is this map PG'd? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Procedural generation for anyone that didn't know what that meant. Yeah, it's procedurally generated and seeded, so you'll be able to share the seeds with other people. Didn't know about Retro Mortis. We'll check it out. Okay, awesome. Oh, there's a debugger. Attempted to... Okay, I don't know why that's happening. Let's see. Enchantment event not working when removing card from board. Bug. Anyway, does this work? Increase critical chance by 10%. Let's do it. I'm glad that didn't soft lock my run. Oh, that's a nasty board, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna find it. Goodness gracious, this is like a boss board. Let's figure it out. Let's see if it works. I am doing quite a bit of damage, but I think this game needs some balance work, some more balance work anyway. Yeah, I just got my butt handed to me. That's all right. Oops. What in the heck? What? Uh-oh. Why does this one not work? Huh? Something's weird. What? Okay, that's weird. I don't know why this one in particular is not working. Okay, well, I'll just write it down. Giant finger couldn't be added to resurrection board. I have no idea why that happened. Anyway, I'm probably going to lose right here. I haven't gotten any health upgrades. That's probably on me. But maybe I'll just do enough damage here. Nope, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to win. We can get rid of the zombie and the scarab as a last-ditch effort. Why can't I drag any cards over? Oh, can I only drag cards over? Oh, interesting. Maybe there's something wrong. Oh, I won. Okay, that was tricky. I don't have anything to alchemize, though, so I'm just going to skip that. I'm probably not going to win at the boss fight here. Yeah, probably not going to win, but let's just go ahead and accelerate it and see what happens. Yeah, I'm not going to win. I lost. So, game needs some balance work for sure, but I think generally speaking, it's all right. Thank you, Alien, for answering that question. The finger of bugs, yeah. Game over. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to create a backlog board. Okay, let's do some organization here. Let's move that to the backlog. Remove that to a backlog. I don't know if I want to do this one, actually. Let's delete that. This one is already wrapped up into this checkbox here. Combat animations, add card highlighting, animate enemy board in, make boss more appealing. I don't know if I need to do that. Let's delete that one too. Village idiot. Let's just put this one back in enemy card ideas. Okay, so I've got a number of bugs to work on. Okay. So I think I will try to just like go heads down this week, to use some industry terminology, I suppose. But I think I will try to like actually get the game playable for public playtesting purposes by the end of this week. That doesn't mean it will be available at the end of this week, but I think that's where I want to be, because it's been long enough. I think the game is in a decent state where it's good enough for all of you to evaluate it and tell me what you think. So that's what I will do. And then shortly after I have that playtest, I need a name. I'm going to set up a Steam page and then set up a Patreon. So hopefully within like 2 to 3 weeks, I can have the playtest ready for you all. Because the idea is that I'll make the playtest available for like a week for anyone that's a member of the Patreon. And then it will be open to the public after that, I think. I don't know. I've got to figure it out. Hello, buddy. Hello, cat. I have a lot to figure out. Obsidian with the Kanban community plugin. Button to take all from booster. Yeah, that would be good. Probably not for the playtest, but... Oh, I need to also improve visuals for alchemy to indicate that only one card can be chosen. That's something I need to do. Yeah, the plugin is open source. I'm not sure if Obsidian is open source. Obsidian is free. Is Obsidian open source? I don't know, actually. I'm sure it would be answered on their website. Obsidian.md, I think is what it is. I don't know if Obsidian itself is open source, but the plugins are. Also, Obsidian says it's free for all purposes, including commercial and non-profit use. The commercial license is optional, which is weird. Also, Obsidian has their own like sync service, so you could purchase Obsidian Sync to sync your notes to all your devices, but you don't have to pay for anything. Trello's def not open source, no. I mean, Obsidian is not a Kanban app. This is a plugin that I'm using to turn it into one. Obsidian's just a note-taking app that works with Markdown, that's it. Cool. All right, well, that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to end it a little bit early because there's something that I want to do at noon. So yeah, I would have gone longer, but like I said, I got to do that thing at noon. But yeah, I'm gonna really try this week to get the game into a playtestable state, so that way within a couple of weeks it can be in all of your hands to playtest. Because I definitely want to start getting user or player feedback. So yeah, that's the plan for this week. But I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you all are interested, I hope to see you there again. And also, I have my Udemy courses available for sale. So if you're interested, definitely check those out. They're linked in the description below. If you're wondering, dang, why am I so good at Godot? Well, I share some of my knowledge with you through these courses. It's also a great way to support me. It's my main source of income right now, so I'd appreciate that. But also you can support me by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, watching my other videos, hitting the notification bell, all that other YouTube stuff. Definitely appreciate any and all support. I very much appreciate it. And thank you again to the VOD watchers and lurkers out there. I know that you're out there as well and that you're enjoying these streams, even if you can't make them live. So anyway, thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.